Hello everyone, this is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with another exciting video, and in this video I'm going to be playing some AI Dungeon 2, and specifically I'm going to be playing this scenario called The Heroes and Villains of Twilight Bay. It's called the Power Wave. No one knows why it started, no one knows when. It just did. Humanity has taken a step forward and discovered it has superpowers. Be it with hard work and dedication or sheer force of will, it seems anyone can unlock the power within. Take on the role of a hero or villain in the booming coastal city of Twilight Bay, a place of black market deals and vigilante justice. I'm going to start a 30-minute timer and I'm going to play through the scenario. My goal is going to be to figure out what my powers are through hard work, determination, and training, and try to use them in order to defeat a villain. I'm going to go on the path of a hero. My hero name is going to be Justice Lad. My alias is going to be Jet Black. My main power... Oh, you just get to pick your power from the side. I thought you had to train it up. Okay, so I guess my objective will be to beat a villain then. So my main power will be... Ooh. Power wave manipulation. Let's see what that does. Secondary power. Interesting. I guess when it said main power, I should have known that would have been a second one. Power wave absorption as my second power. Main costume color, black. Secondary costume color, white. First bit of gear, okay. Utility belt, magic wand, guns. I guess I would want a mystic scroll. Second piece of gear, other than my mystic scroll. I guess a... That's actually a good question. I'm trying to figure out what I'd want. A spell book. Man or woman? Man. Mental trait. Ambitious, horny, cool. Okay, let's see. Creative. Mental trait 2. Eccentric. Alright, let's see where this goes. Adventures in Twilight Bay. No one knows why it started, no one knows when it began. This is just the way things are now. Humanity has taken a step forward and discovered it has superpowers. Be it with hard work and dedication or sheer force of will, it seems that anyone can unlock the power within. Twilight Bay is a booming city, a place of big businesses, black market deals, and vigilante justice. A city in need of a true hero. With crime rates ever on the rise, the police force struggles to maintain order, but you are here now, and you intend to make things right. The world is largely unaware of Justice Lad. To the law and in your day-to-day life, you are known only as Jet Black. But here in Twilight Bay, the name Justice Lad is known as a mysterious new vigilante who utilizes their powers of power wave manipulation and power wave absorption to deal out justice. Your secret lair is your small apartment on 3rd Street, which you pay for under the guise of your alter ego, Jet Black. It's small, but affords enough space to keep your equipment, your homemade black and white costume hanging in a closet, hidden away alongside your mystic scroll and spellbook. A bed sits in one corner, while a desk with your computer sits in another, where you spend your days researching crimes before patrolling the streets at night as Justice Lad. It has only been a few months since you first discovered these powers and decided to take on the role of a hero. You wanted to help people, to fight back against the rising crime rate that has come with this power wave, as some call it. But it's not easy. It seems evil only grows stronger with time, and while you've managed to build up a reputation as a vigilante, you're struggling to make a real difference in the city. You have to at least try, though. You have to make a stand. As the night comes, you prepare. You suit up, check your equipment, and head out. It's a long night ahead of you. Walking the street, you begin your nightly patrol. Okay, cool. So I'm going to attempt to use my power wave manipulation ability to sense the presence of any nearby power waves. Do, 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 do. So if power waves are the source of everyone's abilities, then having the ability to manipulate power waves should allow me the ability to manipulate powers in a way. You reach out with your mind, searching for any sign of power waves in the area. Power waves are a trademark of villains, after all, so it's important that you try to seek them out. You focus on your task. Okay, I'm going to just hit enter, see what it fills in after that. Also, it's interesting that it says power waves are a trademark of villains. Seems like heroes would also release power waves. Despite your relatively young age, you've trained in the mental arts for many years and are an expert at blocking out the world and seeing things that others can't. A blue haze materializes before your mind's eye, emanating from multiple sources spread throughout the city. Let's see. I attempt to discern which power waves are coming from benevolent sources and which power waves are coming from malevolent sources. This will help me figure out which one of them are villains and which one of them are heroes. Well, which of them are heroes and which of them are villains is a better way to phrase that. You concentrate hard on the blue haze that emanates from the city. It takes a great deal of effort to tell, but you soon realize that some of it is good and some of it is bad. From what you can tell, there are 14 different power waves emanating from the city. Okay, 14. And some are good and some are bad. Let's see, I'm going to try to determine how many of the 14 power waves are malevolent. Yeah, because that'll let me know, like, how many of them are, like, fellow heroes, and how many of them are, like, villains who I need to try and stop. You hold your breath, as if bracing yourself for some horrible truth. Your eyes close and your mind focuses. The haze before your mind's eye dissipates. You open your eyes, prepared to jot down notes about your findings. Okay, just hit enter, see what it says. Because it still didn't tell me a number, though. What am I going to write down? Am I going to write down, like, 12, which would be, like, a ton of villains? Am I going to write down 4? You write for a while, but soon stop. Something's not quite right. You can sense them. They're close. Chapter 1. A hero in Twilight. The darkness is all around you. You wonder if the villains were able to sense you reading their energy signatures. You say, I know that you are around me. The malevolent energies I sense. How many of you villains are there? There are 12 of us in all. You're outnumbered, and the odds are not in your favor. It would be best if you gave up now. There's no telling what we'll do to you if you resist. You hear a voice from behind you. I'm going to say, you all must be fools to try and attack me all at once. Are you all unaware of what my powers are and what they are capable of? I excel at facing off against multiple powered opponents. You do better fighting me one-on-one. You hear a laugh behind you. Is that right? You feel multiple powerful tugs behind you as the villains begin to charge their attacks. Your body reacts almost immediately. You roll to the left and jump as a bolt of dark energy whirls just where you were sitting. I'm going to say power waves are the source of all heroes and villains' powers in Twilight Bay. Anyone can generate abilities through hard work or sheer luck. I specifically crafted my abilities based on my natural born one word? It is not. Natural born meditative skill, allowing me to absorb and manipulate power waves. When I fight multiple powered opponents at once, not only can I manipulate my opponent's power waves, I can also absorb them. You laugh as you deflect a series of dark blasts from the left. You dodge under a spiraling cone of frost and leap over a wave of flame. You send a power wave of sacred flames towards your opponents, engulfing them in an inferno. I'm going to say, I warned you. Now that I have a read on how many of you I am fighting, I can use power wave manipulation to shut off your abilities and absorb your power waves. You yell out as you begin to charge up a power wave, but the villains are prepared. You hear a whistling sound and feel a sharp pain. You look down and see an arrow lodged in your chest. You cough up blood and fall to your knees. Let's see. You chuckle and begin to charge the arrow with power waves. Your goal is to empower the arrow with a special ability that you can use to fight off multiple enemies at once. You yell, power wave arrow, multi-strike. By manipulating power waves, I can imbue powers into inanimate objects, creating enchanted objects. You pull the arrow from your chest and launch it at your enemies. You watch as the arrow splits in 4 different directions, killing several villains instantly. The villains begin to retreat as you see an opening to strike. I'm going to say, not so fast. You attempt to manipulate the power waves inside of each of the villains in order to cause their power to overload. You say, those who can't control overwhelming power will be overwhelmed. I guess it would be cooler to say, will drown in it. Even though you don't seem to be able to maintain the manipulation of power waves after all, it doesn't matter, because your opponent's own control slips up. I'm going to say, just like I thought, you all don't have the discipline to maintain power for long. To maintain great power for long. This victory belongs to me. You attempt to take advantage of your enemies losing control of their powers by trying to absorb all of their power waves. Your goal is to depower your opponents and take their powers for yourself. You focus on the power waves spilling out of your enemies, taking care to avoid the ones coming from the ones that are still standing. Your attempt doesn't go as well as you'd like. I'm going to say, you all are lightweights. This power is nothing compared to my own. You attempt to use the power waves you absorbed from your enemies to heal your wounds. You say, power waves are manipulated by the user's will. The limitations of one's abilities are defined only by the user's imagination. Excuse me. Not only did you heal yourself, but you also increased your strength, speed, and most of all, endurance. You look at your enemies, who have no idea what hit them. You pick up several blunt objects and hurl them with amazing speed and force at the remaining enemies. Nice. I'm going to check to see if I've knocked out all of the surrounding villains. You're not sure what happened, but something feels wrong. You collapse to the ground, immediately followed by several of your enemies. You were hit with your own power wave arrows. The heroes stare down at you in shock. You hear the Joker laugh as everything fades to black. The Joker? Like from DC Comics? Like now Twilight Bay is in DC? I'll allow it. Let's see where it goes. I'm going to attempt to wake up. Did the Joker get a hold of one of my power wave arrows? Why is the Joker in Twilight Bay? It reminds me of that episode of Static Shock where the Joker tries to recruit some of the Bang Babies, which are like the superpowered people of Dakota. You awaken in a cold sweat. Your heart beats fast as you try to recover from your vivid nightmare. You reach for your phone on your bedside table and look at the time. It's 3:30 a.m. You're not going to be able to go back to sleep now. You think to yourself, that explains why the Joker showed up. The Joker is just a comic book character. Let's see. You suit up and head out for your next patrol. Your goal is to find a hideout that most of the villains of the city use. Dun 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 dun. Down, down, dun 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 down. Your search takes you down several dead ends before finally finding it. It's a large abandoned warehouse located in an isolated area of town. You hear several voices coming from inside. Okay. I'm going to attempt to use power wave manipulation to sense how many malevolent power wave signatures are inside the villain HQ. This will let me know how big of a fight I'm getting into. Now, in my dream, this didn't work out well, because the villains sensed me sensing them. Excuse me. You're shocked by what you sense. There are thousands. Oh my goodness. You've never seen so many villains in one place before, let alone thousands. Yo. You think, if I can absorb the power waves of all of these villains, I'll become unstoppable. Let's see. You look for a place to hide where you can concentrate on absorbing all of the villains' power waves. Thousands of villains. That's really intense. You look for a place to hide. You see a nearby tree overlooking the villain's headquarters. It's your best bet for covering the necessary ground unnoticed. You climb the tree and get in position to watch and wait. Okay. I meditate in the treetops and focus on concealing my power wave signature while absorbing the power waves of the thousands of villains inside the villain HQ. My goal is to hide the presence of my power while draining all the villains of their power. I had a dream where I fought 12 villains, and then when it's like you're not in a dream anymore, you're fighting like thousands of villains. Goodness. You try to calm your mind and enter a meditative state, but the villains' voices end up distracting you. You hear dozens of them talking about various schemes to terrorize the city, from stealing top-secret military plans to releasing toxic gases in the subway. So I'm unable to focus. I know something I could do. Let's see. I'm gonna put on my headphones and attempt to drown out the villains with some relaxing binaural beats. Let's see. And then let me copy my goal from the previous thing. So hopefully this works. You put on your headphones and play the binaural beats you found online, hoping that they block out the villains' voices. They work better than you hoped for and block out the voices of the villains completely. Okay, ballin'. So hopefully, I can hide my presence and drain the power of the villains while focusing on the binaural beats. This is great and all, but you can't focus on anything else with the binaural beats playing in your ears. You have a limited time before the villains realize something is amiss, and you need to focus on not being detected. What? The binaural beats are meant to help me focus. The game is essentially saying, like, you can't really listen to anything. Okay, so I'm going to change my headphones to noise canceling mode. That way, your headphones drown out all the surrounding noise and allow you to concentrate on concealing your power wave signature and absorbing the power waves of the villains inside of the villain HQ. And the thousands of villains, emphasize. It's like tons of them. But apparently the binaural beats weren't the way to go. Your goal is to hide your presence of your power while absorbing all of the villain's power. You switch your headphones to noise canceling mode and put them on. The screams of thousands of villains are instantly drowned out as you focus on the task at hand. The villains are like, there are thousands of villains in their headquarters and they're like screaming. Why is it that, like, why aren't there more heroes around trying to like fight the villains? You can almost feel the thousands of power waves resonating off the heroes in the city. Your fingers tingle as you attempt to channel all their power into your power reserves. The HQ begins to quake as your body begins to glow with a bluish hue. Okay. So I'm going to continue absorbing the power of the villains while also dampening the glow of my aura to hide my presence. I need to finish absorbing all of the power of the villains while undetected. Your fingers tingle as you begin to channel all of the remaining villain power waves into your reserves. You can feel your energy reserves increasing greatly as you continue this process. However, you can also sense the power waves of the villains becoming faint as their life force is slowly being drained. Okay. So, I'm like killing them in the process as well, which could imply that my own vitality has increased. You think, I didn't know that power waves are connected to life force. I must now have enough life force to live 1,000 lives. Also, that means that the villains inside of that HQ are now extremely weak. I should call 911 and report the location of the villain's HQ. The police should be able to handle a warehouse full of depowered villains. Do 911, what's your emergency? I'd like to report a warehouse containing hundreds of unconscious and severely weakened supervillains. They're located at 1537 Industrial Road. Thank you for this information. Police are on their way to your location. Stay safe. Bye. You put down the phone and wait for the police to arrive. The warehouse door opens, and out comes hundreds of depowered villains being escorted by the police. Okay? You wait for news trucks to appear and make your presence known to announce your victory. Do 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 do. Within hours, you are hailed as a hero by the media. Your boss allows you to take some time off to rest after all of the mental and physical exhaustion you've faced. Soon, your mentor contacts you to say that he has acquired a new item for you. Ooh, and that's the 30-minute timer. So that last line was kind of interesting because it established multiple things. For one, it established, because it said my boss allows me to take some time off, it establishes that my boss must know that I'm a superhero. It also establishes that I have like a mentor. So there's actually someone who's been like training me. If I'm Justice Lad, then maybe my mentor is like Justice Man or Captain Justice or something like that. And also a new item sounds like an interesting idea. Like I wonder if I got a new like magical item since I use a mystic scroll and some other secondary magic item. I actually don't remember what I had other than the mystic scroll. Oh, a spell book. Two things that I just didn't use the whole time. But I actually wouldn't mind doing a part 2 of this. Definitely let me know in the comment section below and on our Discord if you'd like to see a part 2 of this adventure. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ding ding, ring the notification bell to be notified when I review these videos. I do daily AI Dungeon 2 videos, so if you guys like AI Dungeon 2 content, then make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell because this is the place to be. Also, I do take requests. So definitely post in the comment section below and on our Discord, link in the description, what AI Dungeon 2 scenarios you want me to play. You should include a link to your scenario that connects me to the AI Dungeon 2 website, and the scenario should be safe for work and have a well-defined goal that I can try to achieve in 30 minutes or less. I'm a big fan of science fantasy, so a combination of like magic and like science fiction, as well as superhero fiction. Huge superhero nerd, love comic books, and I'm also a big fan of shonen anime. You know, I get my Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, Dragon Ball in every once in a while. Been keeping up with the Boruto manga, just to give you guys an idea of my taste. I'm thinking about starting a like giveaway soon, like a fan art contest. I'll let you guys know when I'm going to get that started. I've been thinking about this for like weeks, haven't really determined how I want to do it yet, but keep an eye on the community tab. I might have an update on that soon. Anyways, thank you all once again for tuning in. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the one and only, logging out. Peace, guys. Chicken a bow.